Hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Nerd World, and if you're watching this video you know you're on episode 4 of the Cylon Skin Job series, this time obviously looking at number 4, Simon O'Neill. Before we get started, please like, share, subscribe and comment down below. Tell me what you think about Battlestar Galactica, which was your favourite model number, and can you guess which model number is coming after this one. With all that said, let's get straight into this video. The Fours were created by the so-called Final Five, the survivors of the destruction of the first great Cylon civilization on Earth after it destroyed itself. They made their way to the colonies, found that the colonies had created more Cylons and were once again embroiled in a war for survival between the two sentient races. After the war ended, they helped the Cylons begin to create organic versions of themselves, starting with the Ones, and with the help of the Ones, the Cavils, they created the successive model numbers, particularly in this case the Fours. The Fours were predominantly science-minded. They were very level-headed, they were very rational, and typically took on positions of medical or scientific fields within the Cylon Empire, as well as when they infiltrated the colonies of man. The Fours, of course, were the 4th model number created in the image of a human male of approximately 35 years of age. There were various ones of these seen, 2 of which were working as medics in a Cylon convalescent home on Caprica, where they were keeping human slaves for experimentation in breeding programs. There was another one that infiltrated as a team medic in Anders's, one of the, spoilers, Final Fives, sports team. He was attempting to occasionally kill the odd human by giving them a bit too much morpha, or generally not really performing very good medical care, resulting in a few deaths here and there. Nothing major, but he was trying to carry on the Cylon way by carrying on killing humans without being detected, which is basically what these models were created to do. Another, and more interesting one, was actually living on Geminon as infiltrator, where he met a human woman and married her and became the adoptive father of her child. When the attack was imminent, he made sure that his family were near to a spaceport to give them a chance at survival, ensuring that they got aboard a ship and ended up ultimately as part of the last hope of mankind, a fleet of ships escaping the destruction of the colonies, searching for the mythical 13th colony of Earth. Now, although this particular model number 4 was not necessarily the most well known in the show, he was certainly the most interesting. He was one of the first Cylons to realize that perhaps the war against humanity was misguided. Yes, the first war for their independence and their freedom was justified, but this second war was nothing but vengeance and pettiness, and he actually realized that humans had more value to them. When he was identified by Cavil, one of the Ones that was hiding in the fleet as well, he was being given instructions to do things that would help commit mass murder against the greater survivors of the human race. But he resisted these instructions as he no longer wanted to commit mass murder. He had taken on the persona of a doctor, as many of his model number would do, and he simply didn't want to do such things. In the end, to prevent him doing anything that would have led to the death of his own family or to anyone else, he threw himself out of an airlock out of range of the resurrection ship. This ensured that he didn't resurrect and was punished by the other Cylons, and also fulfilled his probable wish to die. This had one downside for the Cylons, however. The Fours, as a greater model number, would all side with the Ones and with the Fives in the Cylon Civil War that were all for continuing the existence of the status quo. They wanted to continue the war and build the greater machine race, and not diversify and broaden and become a better species. Perhaps if the experiences of this Cylon had been merged with the other Fours, the Fours may have taken a different perspective, maybe even some of the other numbers as well, as we do know that the Cylons are capable of sharing information either by directly plugging into the network, a sort of cloud system the Cylons had, where they could access the memories and knowledge and experience of other Cylons that had already been through the resurrection, or by sharing data directly with each other wirelessly, or even just generally dropping information into the pool every time they resurrect. This ensures that all the Cylons stay relatively uniform and also shares an even spread of information and intelligence amongst all the Cylons, as all Cylons can access any information given by any other Cylon. It ensures that everyone's basically reading from the same script. His experiences might have taught the Cylons that what they had done was wrong, and maybe there was a better way, but unfortunately, because he chose to end his life outside of resurrection, it was not to be, and the Fours as a number would eventually go extinct in the Civil War. So there we have the number 4s. Again, tell me what you think about them. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you think about Battlestar Galactica. And is there any other topics in Battlestar Galactica you'd like me to cover after I complete this series? As of course, the model numbers is a finite number. There are a few offshoots and some individuals such as Zoe Greystone, as well as various different Centurion models, which I may cover, but I might, because there's such little information on them, I may cover them as a single broad topic. If there's anything specific you want covering, or any other sci-fi franchise you want covering, tell me in the comments below. I should point out that I actually think that the 4s might actually be my favourite of the Cylon model numbers. I think they're very underrated and were a bit underutilised. The actor who played them was fantastic and had a lot of presence on screen, and I really do genuinely think they were probably one of the better, more interesting numbers. But what do you think? Do you disagree with me, or do you agree with me? Whichever is fine. With all that said, if you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching, and bye bye.